Hello, Army of Light Earth Division, the boots on the ground. It's Shawna L. Francis. Today is July 2nd, 2024. This is the weekly briefing where we talk about the ascension. We talk about all things negative reptilians and the tyranny that they are waging on planet Earth and have been for millennia. Hint, hint, if you hadn't known this already, this is important. It's important for you to know. And if you're here, welcome to this channel, where it just gets more and more interesting as each week goes on. I want to just say right away that within the last 72 hours, Melchizedek has revealed to me the crux, the pinnacle, the big reveal of my mission. Finally, I know now what the big deal is and what I've been training for and what this has all been leading up to. I have figured this out. Not that I have figured it out, they have told me. I don't know anything. I haven't figured anything out, to be quite honest with you. It's still so new and still so raw, and I'm still integrating, but I went to channel the video for tonight and I wasn't going to say anything about this, and lo and behold, Melchizedek just starts going into this, so I'm going to be telling you all about what the big reveal is here and what I'll be doing. And they have some really nice words about last week and the solar flare prediction that they're making and the financial collapse and about you guys. So I'm going to get into tonight's channeling, where in real time they're telling me things about me that I hadn't heard before. So this is going to be one of these real-time journeys. And then for anybody who wants to stick around, I'm going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at the exchange that I had with Melchizedek 3 days ago, where they first told me about what the big deal is here that I'm doing. What am I doing here? What is all this leading up to? I have to say, it's really awesome. I'm so excited. And I am relieved to know what this is finally. When I started channeling Queen Elizabeth, I thought, this is it. This is the big thing that I've been training for. But it totally wasn't. It totally wasn't. This thing that I'm going to tell you about is the big reveal. Okay. Happy World UFO Day, by the way. And it is just perfect for this channeling for today. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for being here for the weekly briefing. We're doing such important work, and we are fielding this information, sometimes for the first time, at least through these guides, so that they can get a feel for how we react to these things, so they know how to go out to the larger public to talk about some of this stuff. It's difficult stuff. I hope everybody's doing amazing, doing okay, doing some preparation. We have a ton of people on the Army of Light who have been preparing, who know how to take care of themselves when the power grid goes out, and there's just a wealth of information. So I'm behind the scenes collecting this information, and I hope within the next week or two to start feeding that to all of you, so you are feeling like you have a grip on what needs to happen, and tips and tricks and things you may not even have thought of. So looking forward to that. We're all going to be good through all of this. It's going to be hard, but it is going to be something that we can rise to the occasion. So just trust in yourselves. Trust in the universe. Trust that all of this is going for our highest good and for the planet's highest good. Okay, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get into today's channeling. And then again, if you want to stick around, I'm going to take you behind the scenes. Okay. All right, this is from late this afternoon, about 4 o'clock. Melchizedek. Let us first start by explaining that nothing is as it seems. Humanity has chosen this experience. Each one of you have chosen to be here at this time. Nothing has happened by accident. There is no happenstance here on Playground Earth. You wanted to be here, and in fact, you clamored to be here. It's one of the most exciting and dynamic environments a soul can land to learn. It's rich and vast in terms of its contrast. The emotional highs and the lows are unparalleled, and your ability to really test yourselves, put yourself to the test in all facets, is also unparalleled. Yeah. Even with the negative reptilian regime's manipulation and control over this experience, you said yes. And in fact, it was one of the major reasons why you, all who hear this message, did say yes. Talk about an extra challenge. Talk about one of the most incredible rides a soul could ever endure. Not only did you want to come here knowing all these things, you came here at a very interesting place and time. A very unique culmination of energies, creating a maelstrom of chaos, challenges, heartbreak and suffering, but also joy, excitement, opportunity. And just the fact that you can say, I was there when... ... So bravo to you, they say. You are brave. You are giving this your all. Even when your time in embodiment here for this particular experience is over, you'll look back with fondness and a chuckle and immense satisfaction that you came here, you learned, you experienced, and then you left. Even if it feels so extreme and so harsh. Even if this life for you is not at all what you expected it to be. When it's over, it will seem like one of the most exciting things your soul ever embarked upon. What makes this time even more special is the fact that this is the great time of awakening, and the rapidity at which you are awakening is speeding up. This dear one has evolved leaps and bounds these past 2 weeks alone. Just when she thought it couldn't get more amazing or more strange, indeed it has. And she's handling it like a champ. I'm not really handling it like a champ. I'm just like a deer caught in the headlights right now, and you get to have fun with me with all of this. We've spoken now at length about the importance of you as a singularity in this moment and in this time and space, walking this path, awakened, in trust, and moving forward. You do so against all odds, dear ones. This is not lost on us. Most of humanity is in a place of suffering, and it pains us to know this. We too want the absolute best for this species. We want to see you thrive. We want to see you free of this tyranny. And it delights our hearts to think that there is real hope, real opportunity to see this through all the way to the end with a group of souls who refuse to give up and refuse to give in. Doesn't that ring true, you guys? A group of souls who refuse to give up and give in. That is us. I just loved that. We spoke last week about the responsibilities that you have when you know who and what you are in truth. And we see that this has been a lock and key moment for many of you. This is the shift, dear ones. This is the pivot. This is a time for the long forward march, the final 100 feet of the marathon, and this, dear friends, will be excruciating for some. They said here, this will be the most difficult part of these troubling times for humanity, seeing your fellow brothers and sisters suffer. They cannot know all that you know. It is not their path. They cannot see all that you see. They aren't ready. But what you can do is be that calming presence. Offer a helping hand. show others. This is how one may handle such dire situations. You model this for them, and then it becomes a choice for them. Even so, many will not choose it. And this is okay, dear ones. We don't take lightly the idea that Earth's transition is going to be a hardship for many, and we know that you don't as well. More will be done to help spread the word of this potential massive solar flare, as well as this likely financial infrastructure collapse. Information about these two events are being seeded as we speak outside of this collective. We, Melchizedek, would like to thank all of you for allowing us to bring this information to you first. We've learned a lot by observing your fields, your thought processes, and your questions. This will be a big service to subsequent information about these topics. We're going to switch gears here, but Melchizedek showed me here a few days ago how, imagine a plane that's been loading up with people and people getting settled, and it's kind of been taxiing a bit on the runway or the tarmac. It's been kind of getting into position. Well, now with this final 1,000-year stretch, the last 100 feet of a marathon, we've turned the corner of this plane and we are now facing straight on the actual takeoff path. This takeoff is going to take us 1,000 years, but we are here. And imagine what that plane does. It stops, it switches gears, everybody gets in position, and it's go time, and we're hitting the pedal. We're hitting the pedal and we're taking off. This is where we're at right now. This is why it feels so crazy. We are kicking off this next phase in grand fashion. Whew. All right. This dear one here, they said, is set to embark on upon a grand adventure. This adventure will fulfill the promise of going where no human has gone before. It's now in her DNA. Not that your science would be able to detect it, but her DNA, her blueprint, her field, and her physicality are being prepared for a journey outside of this solar system to a relatively nearby planet. I thought I was going to cry, but I'm actually going to laugh. I'm going to say that one more time. I have been being prepared, my field, my DNA, my physicality, for a journey to go outside of this solar system to a relatively nearby planet. Yeah, so this came up 3 days ago, so I'm barely getting myself into this idea. And in fact, until they said nearby planet tonight, I wasn't exactly sure where I was going to be landing or where this was going to be taking me. This new frontier they told me about 3 days ago. So every word that's coming out of my mouth, I'm like, so anyway, I took a break at this point and I got up and I walked around and I sat down. I'm like, I cannot believe that they are going to channel this, and I've got to let all of you know this while I'm still coming to grips with this. And honestly, I wouldn't have probably told you about this because I know how this sounds. And I'm still getting used to it myself. Okay, I'm going to continue here. Melchizedek. This planet is actually quite familiar to other aspects of Shawna's Oversoul. So you can call these past lives or concurrent lives or what have you, but this is quite familiar to my Oversoul. Many aspects of my Oversoul know this place, so I've been there before. Much of this memory, they said, is stored in her field, but she has not yet accessed it fully. Just little glimpses and dreams and short visions. For all intents and purposes, it'll be a brand new experience for Shawna, even though she is actually quite familiar with the place. I'll keep going. Much preparation has gone into creating this opportunity to bring a 3D human via a portal many light years away to this planet. There is no guarantee that this will actually work. In fact, there's a good chance that it won't. We might even call this a long shot. But we dictate these words to Shawna, which will then mean that she will tell you about this because we believe in the power of intention. And she's going to need your support as she readies herself for this adventure. Shawna must make the journey alone, although, of course, Melchizedek will be there with her every moment. Yeah. Unbeknownst to her, this is one of the major reasons why we've been doing such intense energy work with her field for this past year or so. Now that we have seeded this into this collective consciousness, we will do the same as we did last week. Watch your reactions. Listen for your questions. Feel into your field around this news. This will actually help inform how we move forward with this plan. Boots on the ground, can you believe this? How cool is this? They continued here. Shawna is no longer operating as an independent being on the planet. She carries within her fractals of each of your consciousness as well. This is why we tell you this news. This is why, to Shawna's consternation, we make this public announcement on her behalf. She would not have told you otherwise. Oh, hell no, I wouldn't have told you. Not yet anyway. Are you kidding? So I just have to laugh at this. Low battery. I just have to laugh at this and just be in complete trust. And also, I have to say, I'm just giddy with excitement. I'm actually quite excited about this whole thing and fully in trust. And of course, you know, they had to get me to this point where I could be in full trust and could be excited about this and not scared to death. And I've had an experience with the portal 4 years ago that didn't work. And for many of you who have been with me for a while, you know this. And this trip I took to visit this portal happened literally the week before I started my 100 days channeling with the Galactic Federation of Light on YouTube. So it was prior to this YouTube channel's birth by a week. I was out gallivanting. Okay, I'm going to take that back. It was a few weeks because I did take some time to meander back up this way before I made my first video. So maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm going to put a link down in the description to my blog post about that portal and about that whole adventure and what had happened. Basically, it was drained of plasma on our end, and the Galactic Federation of Light, whom I was working with at the time, didn't know this. And so I was absolutely devastated. And I had told everybody, and you know, so with this whole thing and this portal idea and going into a portal, I just thought, I'm going to sit on this for a while and not tell maybe but a few people. But anyway, here we are as a family, and I'm telling all of you through Melchizedek's words what's going on here. And we're just going to have fun with this, guys. Okay. And I have fractals of all your consciousness within me. How cool is that? So truly universal unity here, unity consciousness, and us truly working as a collective on bigger ways than what I had even imagined. So here we go. This will be a group effort, dear friends, on Shawna's behalf, on humanity's behalf. For there are great ramifications if this is to be successful. And there are great ramifications even if it's not successful. Always a grand experiment and opportunities for learning. Why would we put Shawna on another planet through a portal, you may ask? This is where I got up again and I walked around and I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Because they hadn't told me this until today for you through this channeling. I came back. I'm like, okay, team, I'm ready. And they're like, thank you, Shawna. Are you doing okay? And I said, yes, I'm just learning some new things here. And they laughed. They said here, the reason is that we all wish to see humanity know and understand that, in fact, they are not alone in the universe. Shawna's story, whether this journey is successful or not, will be ridiculed, debunked, and cast aside. It will be added to the piles of other true stories that have suffered the same fate. But every story adds to the chorus, and the chorus has become quite loud, has it not? Dear friends, they said, disclosure is a major part of the ascension process. How can a species understand the tyranny of a negative alien species when so many either don't know of or refuse to believe in alien races? And many of you know that alien life forms are just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what truly encapsulates existence. But it is a starting point, and it is critical as we move down this ascension pathway. So they said, this is how Shawna will contribute. This will help bring much needed awareness to her mission and to the information that we've provided through her. It's helping to awaken others, planting seeds, igniting sparks. It's all part of the pivot, dear ones, the last 100 feet. Please take this all in with Shawna. Yeah, and I was pretty much freaking out about this here tonight, at this point. I'm doing much better, by the way. And I have beautiful people who helped talk me off the ledge tonight as I realized that I'd be coming forward with this channeling and telling the world about this crazy plan. What were we thinking? I have no idea. They continue. Almost done. So much more will be provided to Shawna in the coming months as we prepare in earnest for this journey, and more information will be made available to you, dear constituents, as the time is right and as your support and your intentions are needed. We thank you so much for the care you've shown, Shawna. The gift of your support is priceless. And with this, we shall leave you for now, they said. And that does bring tears to my eyes. The gift of your support is priceless. Absolutely true. I could not have said that better myself. And I've said so many times, and I'm going to say it again, I would not be doing this without you. The only reason why I'm doing all of this is for all of us and this commitment to this ascension process. It's been really my full-time gig for almost 6 years now. And I know that's really a blink of an eye when you consider that some of you have been on this path for 40 years and just really putting your all into this. And I commend you. You amaze me every day. And the love that you show me and the words that you use and the emails and all the heartfelt support, it's crushing sometimes in its depth. And I just want to thank you. Okay, so I'm going to switch gears now, guys, and I'm going to read most of what was said when Melchizedek first told me about this idea of me going through a portal and going somewhere else. And at the time, I wasn't sure where. And again, just tonight, right before this video, I asked, is this the biggest part of my mission? They said, yes, this is it. This is the big deal. All right, June 28th. And I have been channeling like a crazy woman. I have probably a dozen recorded channelings from the last week. So much going on, so much going on. This is just one of many things, but it is the biggest thing. And so I'd already channeled earlier and I was channeling again. And so I sat down and they said, "Dear one, thank you once again for coming when we call and channeling again for the second time today. There's a lot going on and we want to keep you up to date and thinking about where we're at and where we're going, just really to help keep all of us on the same page and focused. This is very much the guidance that we told you you would have when you needed it, when you needed to take action, when we're switching gears, when something needs to happen. So here we are, dear one." I'm like, "Ooh, okay. Alrighty then." I said, "Thank you, team." And they said, "Shawna, we're going to take you to a land far away. You do not know this place, at least from where you sit now, but you are indeed familiar with this place. You may have dreamt about it. There may be a bit of familiarity, but let's just think of this as a part of the unknown. Unknown where this is new to you and you don't know anything about it. So we're going to come in as a pioneer, dear one, this being a new frontier." I said, "Okay, this is interesting." And they said, "Quite interesting, Shawna. You're doing great." I said, "Thank you." They said, "The thing that's different about this place is no human has been here before, or especially not a 3D human." And when they said that, I got so excited. I don't know, it's just like ding, 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 ding. Oh my gosh, bingo. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited about this. Okay, so it's starting to sink in. Like when they say a land far away, that could mean something etheric, or consciousness-wise or something. Like I really wasn't sure. So a 3D human going here for the first time, never been there. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I said, "This is awesome. I'm so excited." And I said, "I totally trust you." I said, "This is wonderful." And they said, "Dear Shawna, that warms our hearts and we so appreciate your willingness to say yes to the unknown and to walk this path with us. Dear one, we're overjoyed for this partnership. Thank you for your willingness to say yes." I said, "You're so welcome." I said, "Thank you for your willingness to take me here. This means a lot." I said, "I'm all in. This is brilliant." They said, "Shawna, all the hard work you've put into this path, all the effort and the time spent, developing your skills, opening your heart, saying yes to this path, to the unknown, having trust and faith, all your resiliency, and you've built this overwhelming love in your heart. It's all culminating to this, dear one, to this time." And that's when I started to cry. That's when I absolutely started to cry. I mean, these guys are just so full of just these beautiful words, all these compliments, and just making sure that I am feeling so loved, so incredibly loved and supported through all of this, and giving me all these kudos and all these warm and fuzzies. And I just was crying, and I'm like, gosh, humans are sure emotional. I said, "It has been a lot." I said, "Please continue when you're ready." And then once again, they said, "Are you doing okay?" And I said, "I'm doing fine." I said, "It's just a lot to take in, so please continue." They said, "Thank you, Shawna." They said, "The veil has lifted significantly, not only for you, but for all of humanity. For those of you who are sinking into this lifestyle, this way of being, this more metaphysical experience, it is a time of absolute magic, alchemy, discovery. These are opportunities that have never been available to humanity up to this point. So we are really overjoyed and ecstatic that we have you to help usher over to the other side in more fullness." They said here, "It is a bit of an experiment. You get to be our guinea pig here once again. And your fearlessness and your focus make you the perfect person for this. We absolutely made the right choice," they said. "You've proved this time and time again. It's beautiful to watch, Shawna, as you have embraced all of this with grace, with a smile, with a joke, with warmth, with vulnerability and authenticity." They said, "Shawna, you're doing God's work." And they said, "We know what that sounds like, but that's truly how we feel in this moment. It's God's work, dear one, and it's important." Here we are again, dear one, on the precipice once again. I said, "Thank you for that, Melchizedek." They said, yes, dear one, so we'll continue. They said, there's a portal we would like to try to have you traverse. It is a long shot, dear one. It may not work the way that we imagine that it might. It may not work at all, much like the experience with the portal you had in 2020. Nonetheless, we feel it's worth a try. And the ramifications are massive if we are able to do this. Shawna, once again, it is a long shot. They said, we haven't told you much about this, but how are you feeling so far about this idea? I said, well, I'm trusting that my body isn't going to break apart, or that I'm going to be in a coma if this doesn't work, or if it partially works. I said, I'm making a big assumption here that there's not going to be any long-term damage to me if this portal's not working. I said, what do you have to say about this? And they said, it's definitely our expectation that that would be the case, that you would be physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically safe attempting to make this passage, but it is an excellent question. I said, I said, really the only context I have is this other portal experience. I said it was an adventure of a lifetime, but there was a lot of anticipation there, and I said I'd do it again in a heartbeat. But can you please tell me more? Is it going to be a similar experience such as that? Or, and I said, and you're a completely different group than whom I was working with back then. They said, Shawna, that's true. There are going to be some similarities, dear one, in what your understanding of a portal is, or what it could be. Let's say, and it's really quite fortuitous that you have some experience here, even though the portal was not in operation at the time you reached it. It is still familiar to you. You still learned a lot about what it could do for you, and you saw the tenacity that was needed to get you there. I said, yes. I said that was an incredible journey to get there. They said, yes, it certainly was. They said here, this particular portal is not the end. It's not the landing place. It is the mechanism by which you will get to the place that we're talking about. It is the passageway to this place that we mentioned earlier. And again, guys, they did say, we're going to take you to a land far away, but I wasn't taking that necessarily as literal. But they're talking about a literal new land. Okay, I said that makes total sense. This is exciting. So yes, dear one, so we're going to ask you to try this again. It sounds like you are a yes for this. And I said, I'm all in team yes, yes, yes. So they always want to get your consent when they're going to do crazy stuff like this. All right. And I say this is my plan along with all of them. They're just helping to facilitate this. I'm the crazy one. They said, wonderful, dear one. All right. And they were kind of wanting to wrap it up. And I had all these other questions. I said, tell me everything that you can about this. I said, am I going to be doing this in meditation? Am I going to be physically going through a portal? I said, is it in Mexico? Is it in Portland? Where is this thing? Do I have to travel to get to this portal? Please tell me more. And they said, this will be a physical journey, dear one. And I said, ooh, that's exciting. A physical journey. Yay. I love it. I said, sorry, I'm acting like a child. And they said, you are a child. And I said, yeah, I'm definitely a child in your eyes. And they said, yes, dear child. So just these funny, cute moments with these guys. The closer we are getting kind of with our consciousness, the more kind of human they're getting. And they're just kind of loosening up a little bit and just way more cute and familiar and sweet and loving. And it's just been so much fun. I said, okay, so I said, what else? My loves. I'm calling them my loves because it's a lot to say Melchizedek every time. And to be quite honest, I want to say my lords sometime. And I think that's a past life situation or a co-aspect situation where my lords, like that wants to come out, but I say my loves. So just another weird little thing here. I said, they said this journey will be within the next year. And I said, okay, well, what do you mean, like the next 12 months or this year or within the next year, 2025? And they said, within the next 12 months, dear one. And I said, okay, cool. I said, am I going to travel to this portal location? And they said, yes. I said, well, what about, do we have any backup plans? Because what if the world implodes? We've got the solar flare. We've got the breakup of the financial institutions. I assume we have to be nimble here. And they said, dear one, that's definitely, oh, they said here, we have ultimate flexibility here with this based on any kind of natural disaster or financial collapse. We've taken these things into consideration and we may need to be nimble depending on what happens with these things, dear one. So it's a general time frame. Okay, I said, so I'm going to go through this portal and where am I going to end up? And they said, dear one, that's definitely something we want to save for a later time, which was tonight in this video for this channeling that I did for you guys. Okay, I said, so am I making this journey, this portal journey to this new place by myself? I said, I assume so. They said, dear one, we will be with you the entire time, the entire way, but yes, you'll be physically alone as you make your way through this portal and get to this new place. You are the chosen one. There has been a lot of preparation and work that has been involved to make this a possibility for you. And again, dear one, it's only a possibility. There are no guarantees that this will work. And by the way, I asked them, I don't know, I think yesterday, can I bring a camera? Can I have a whole bodysuit of cameras and be videoing this whole thing? And they said yes. They said yes. So this is starting to make a little bit more sense. You know, maybe it's too hard for them to land and be here, although I think that's going to happen too, and I haven't had a chance to ask. But maybe us going to other planets where there are aliens, where we can bring back significant proof, will be the better or easier way for disclosure right now. Maybe the negative reptilians are really squashing any idea that, you know, anybody's going to land, because they said, if you come here and interfere, we are going to annihilate this place. So remember, I channeled that a couple months ago. There are, or probably just maybe 4 weeks ago, there are ramifications if outside forces come in to help us here. So taking me off planet to help disclose alien life, maybe this is kind of the best way forward. Okay, I said, well, this is really exciting. I said, I actually said to them, I don't want to make the same mistake I made last time and tell everybody about this journey. I want to, you know, keep this to myself. I said it was really hard when the portal didn't work and I looked like such a fool. And I said it was hard to recover from that. And they said, well, this is very different from that experience. And we will not say that it's a secret. It's no secret what you're doing, but it is a solo thing, dear one. It is a solo thing, dear one. And we will make sure that you're ready. I said, okay, holy mackerel. All right, my phone's about ready to die, so I actually really do need to wrap this up. Okay, guys. I'm still pretty speechless, but I do just want to say again, thank you for witnessing this and being a part of this with me. And I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. And I can't wait to involve you with the planning of this. They've asked me to lose 20 pounds and work out like a fool and keep my vibration high on a regular basis. They want me to be constantly thinking about my vibration, not just the exercise I do or the food I eat. It is who I talk to, what I think about, the clothes I wear, the places I visit, anything that I'm viewing online, for example. It is like, it's everything. They want me to be thinking about this as a 24/7 situation. And we have to do that. I have to do this to get there. But damn it, they've asked me to lose 20 pounds like 3.5, 4 years ago. And I think I got down 11 and I've gained all that back. So I do need to buckle down and get serious and prepare for Armageddon and all that fun stuff. So we're going to be really busy here. This is going to be amazing. Boy, it seems like there was one other thing I wanted to mention. More information coming, tips and tricks for how to prepare for a power outage, a long-term power outage. So be looking for that. I hope you're all doing great and taking all this in stride. You're amazing. You are absolutely amazing, stellar beings. My soul family. We are truly becoming one in consciousness. We are an incredible collective of beings doing some amazing work. I thank you and I love you, and I hope to see you next week, if not sooner. Mwah.